Hey drummers, how's it going? It's Alex once again, bringing some more fun-free drumming ideas. For this week's lesson, we're going to take a look at the power of playing accents up on the hi-hat to really spice up your groove. We're going to take a really bog standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just by playing around with how we hit the hi-hat, going to turn it into something a little bit like what you saw in the intro. So, if you like what you saw in the intro and you want to give it a crack, stick around and I'll break it down. Here we go. Okay, so let's break things down as I promised in the intro. And what we've got, the basic groove is just going to be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Okay, so it's like a half-time groove. In some contexts, you'll be playing 30-second notes up on the hi-hat. In other contexts, you'll be playing 16th notes. Depends on the tempo of the track you're playing with. We're going to look at, we'll sort of treat each measure like you can use it individually. I stole a lot of these ideas from some of my favourite drummers like Abe Cunningham, Eric Moore, where you get these cool little hi-hat patterns. And underneath, fundamentally, you've got a really simple boom, ba, boom, ba. But then when you get all this additional dynamic garnish on the hi-hat, it transforms into something completely different, which sounds 10 times more complicated. It is more complicated, I'm not going to lie. You need to sort of like work on your accents. And if you are a sponsor, then obviously we've just done that video where we've been looking at sort of like developing your accents in relation to like a pulse underneath. So you get that interplay between the kick drums and in some cases the stepped hi-hat as well. But like with this, we want to sort of, we're not cracking the rim, obviously. We're going to be sort of changing the angle of our sticks to get different sounds out of the hi-hat. So I'm going to be playing like all the quiet notes or ghosted notes, essentially, up on the hi-hat, tip of the stick. And then when it comes to an accent, I'm just going to, obviously there's a bit more of a flick of the wrist, but I'm going to be trying to catch the edge of the hi-hat to get more of that tick, 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 tick. You can hear it a little bit there. So the first one, we're just basically playing, it's really quite simple. You can loop this round, and if you're a fan of Deftones, you might recognise some of these little phrases from Passenger, which is one of my, well, it is my favourite Deftones song. So what we're going to get is 1 and 2E, all right? And then we're going to play and on the hi-hat as normal. So 1 and 2E and then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to crack the snare on beat 3. 3 and 4E and So if we put that all together, you go 1 and 2E and 3 and 4E and 1 and 2E and 3 and 4E and The hard thing, apart from getting the accents right and learning the pattern, that will become almost like a melody that you remember on top. But the hard thing is going to be making sure that when you hit that bass drum at the start, playing that quiet note, because your right hand and right foot kind of want to copy each other. And I find myself when I'm just playing a normal groove, I give it a bit more flick of the wrist every time I hit that bass drum. With this one, it pays off to not do that, so you get the nice contrast when it comes in on the and of beat 1. So we get 1 and 2E, and 4E, and 1 and 2E, and obviously on beat 3 you're cracking the snare with your right hand, so you're giving it that whip of the wrist. Catch that rim if you can to give it a bit more oomph, and then you're following up with 3 and 4E, and then we get the two little ghosties at the end. And if we put that together, we get 1 and 2E, and 4E, and 1 and 2E, and 4E, and 1 and 2E, and 4E. A bit faster. All these sounds so much more exciting. I'll play the same speed. Alright, so if we now look at measure 2, this one's quite a fun one. There's a lot more left-handed accents going on in this one. So let's just look up beats 1 up until beat 3, where we're going to crack that snare. We're going to play quiet. Basically, the accent's going to be on the up of beat 1 and then the up of beat 2. So you get 1E and 2E and 3. I'll try that a little bit slower. 1, keep that one down. No, you can maybe hit that one a bit harder. 1E and 2E and 3. Now, when we get to the second half, so from beat 3 all the way up to beat 4, this one sounds quite nice. We're going to play an accent on beat 3 with our snare, 3E and We're going to accent the up beat 3, 4E and So now we're shifting that little right-left to the and the up beat 4, which will lead nicely back around. So let's play all of measure 2. So we've got 1E and 2E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 4E and Should have practiced counting and playing at the same time, a little bit faster. sounds nice. Let's speed it up a tiny bit. Alright, as I go on playing this later on and demonstrating it, there will be a few little embellishments sort of going on, but for now let's just look at playing measure 1 and measure 2 back to back. Once again, measure 1, measure 2, and then we're back round again. So I'm just going to play all the way through and shut up. So here we go. Bit faster. Alright, and that is the pattern. If you wanted to, once you get this going and you've got like this general idea down, obviously you don't have to play that particular pattern essentially, you can sort of mess around with it. You can do some Eric Moore style stuff, chuck in some little, get some 6-stroke rolls in there, that will sound quite nice. So all we're doing there is we're playing measure 1 the same, and then we're taking measure 2 and going, sort of like playing for basically beat 1, the 6-stroke roll. And everything else stays the same. So one more time, all the way through. 6 roll. Again. All right, and like you can probably agree, we have completely transformed into something slightly more exciting. All right, so they're the patterns. Think of it as a concept more than something you want to, just learn this. Play around with it. Obviously, you can do all of this stuff on the toms. All right, same principles apply. I'm just playing accents for the notes that I want to accent, and then keeping the other notes a little bit quieter. Again, it's all about the contrast between the low notes and the high notes that are going to make this groove pop. So play around with it on the hi-hat first. Then start transposing it onto the toms and doing whatever you want with it, because it's a really cool idea. All right, so all I'm going to do now is I'll pop up there. I'll just demonstrate it. I'll try and keep, I'm going to play, each rhythm individually. Then we'll put them together, play a little bit faster, then a little bit faster, and then we'll start chucking in some of those like spicy little embellishments a la Eric Moore. So here we go. Right, measure 1, nice and slow. Speed it up a little bit. I stopped a bit short there, but let's go a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 2, nice and slow. Bit quicker. Measure 2, bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. go a bit faster, chuck in some embellishments, just have some fun with it. 1, 2, 3. Let's just try the same groove of the toms. 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, so there it is. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. It's a really fun concept to play around with. Obviously, once you've got this particular pattern down, which is largely stolen from Passenger by Deftones, but with a few of my own personal touches in there, and a little bit of Eric Moore, you can do exactly what I've done with their ideas, but with this one, if you wanted to, if you liked it, that is, of course. Which brings me on to the next topic. If you did like it, hit that little thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because we've got loads of other content and lessons for you. Doesn't matter if you're beginner, intermediate or advanced. I'm sure you'll find some out of the close to 400 lessons we've got up there now. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to hit that little bell icon, which will notify you every time a new lesson comes out. Also, there is my website, so if you want to take this a little bit further, there's more content over there. So every 2 weeks I'll bring out a video on YouTube, but every other week you're going to get one on the website as well. So every month you get double the amount of content, and it's £5 a month or 50 quid for the year, and then you are sorted. All right, so thanks once again. Take care, keep drumming, and I'll see you soon for some more fun free drumming ideas. All right, bye.